Hey everyone, how you doing? So yeah, I think we'll do part two of the mental health struggles and the different things that have gone on um, through the years. And I think we finished last time with I was talking about the raving and things like that, and the partying and stuff, and how aware I was of the weight issues I had and stuff like that. So we'll move on from that, and I went into different stages of anxiety and depression and stuff like that. Not wanting to be in relationships and things like that. That was very difficult for me. Always had that fear, of sort of getting your body out and stuff. Yeah, tricky, tough times. And then I found myself, I'd already been into it for a long time. I'd already been into playing snooker for a long time. But then I found myself really throwing myself into it deeply. It was really the only thing and the only place where I felt comfortable. Being in the snooker hall, even though there's a lot of people in the snooker hall in some of the clubs I played in, threw myself really into my snooker. Again, though, always conscious of my weight and stuff like that. But mentally, it was a really good diversion. It was something I could focus on, I could concentrate on, I could channel my energies into. And even from a young age, it turned out that I wasn't actually a very bad. I was a very good, half decent player. And I ended up playing in different leagues and things like that, and ended up playing for the clubs that I played in and stuff. And which again was, I had to really push myself to do it. I had to really, really focus hard on doing it, because it meant travelling around to different places and obviously being around different people, and obviously people that you didn't know. You knew your team members who you played in your local clubs with, you knew them, but then you'd be visiting other clubs, and then we had to wear like logoed shirts and things like that, so I always had to order massive shirts, and I don't know, it was just in my mind, it was always there. The weight thing, absolute killer. But the snooker was a very good diversion. It was a very, very good diversion. I'd burnt out of the rave scene. I'd burnt out of that by about 94, I think. I was done with it. A lot of you probably weren't even born. A lot of you might have just been starting around that era. But I was done by then. I was out of it by then. I would have been, what would I have been in age? 94, I'd have been 23 by then. I've been on it since 15, 16, I think. Thinking back to it, probably started smoking gear from about 13. And the anxiety and that didn't come from the drugs. The drugs actually really helped me. I know people will probably dispute that, but I know myself. I know what it did for me. And I did carry on smoking right up until 8 years ago, 7, 8 years ago. I was still a heavy smoker, smoking weed and stuff. But it's it was all diversion tactics to try and just make myself feel better and stuff. Not that in the long run, or thinking about it, it really did. It probably just compounded to the problems that I wasn't ready to face. But yeah, so the snooker was a massive thing, right up to the point where I got so big that I just couldn't play it, because it was too painful to play it, standing on your feet for hours on end, and which actually really sad, because I did get to a very, very good standard. sort of semi-pro. I was playing with a lot of professionals and stuff. I've played a lot of the pros who are on the TV now. Your Stuart Binghams, your Ali Carters. I've even had a knock with Ronnie at one point. You know, I remember like Judd Trump coming on the scene when he was a young lad, and yeah, it's just mad, just like so sad. And I just always remember my dad was always like, if I had the money, I'd, you know, get you the funding you needed. And but like, look, that was something that was there. It didn't materialise into me being a professional at it. Maybe if I would have been, maybe I wouldn't have run the weight on the way I did. Who knows? But like, listen, you can't live in the past. You need to be mindful of what's going on now, and focusing on that sort of thing. And so yeah, I mean, that was another stage of it all. But yeah, constantly mindful of the weight and the struggles that I was putting my body through. Yeah, and what I'll do is I think I'll wait till the next episode next week, and then I'll move into when I really went downhill big time. This is all building up to the to the pre-surgery and the post-surgery, by the way, which is what this is mainly aimed at. But I'm just giving you a little bit more of a background of the issues and the struggles I did have. It is all going to be in my autobiography that I am writing. It's probably going to take me a year to do the book. I'm into it. I'm doing bits of it daily, pretty much. I do have to check a lot of details in it with the family and stuff, and make sure that it's okay with the family, that I put things in that go right back to me being born, sort of thing, going through my childhood, and because there's a lot of other things that went on with me as well that caused me a lot of issues mentally and physically. They're things I'm not going to quite divulge so much on this, but they will be in the book when the book comes out. I'm only on chapter 2 of the book. It's going to be a I think it'll be a good read. I think it's going to contain a lot of information, not just about the weight and the anxiety and stuff, but basically just about all the things I did growing up as well. If that appeals to people, which I think it will. I've spoke to certain people, they know who they are about it, and I've had nothing but encouragement to do it, because I have been through some mad things growing up, and some exciting things, some fun things, some traumatic things, some nasty things. Yeah, there's been all sorts that have caused all sorts of different head problems, and reverting back to comfort eating and stuff, which is, you know, what this is more about. So yeah, I'm going to work on next week's episode. I think I've rambled a little bit on this one. I wanted to plan these all out as much as I could, but then I did say I'd get one on once a week, and I just want to make sure I fulfil what I said I'd do. I like to, if I say something, I like to carry it through. So, but yeah, the snooker was really good to a point of the distraction, but it didn't stop the weight, and it didn't stop the thought process of a lot of the shit I was dealing with, and probably still do have to deal with, even post-surgery, even though, you know, I know I've done well, and I'm always told I've done well, and I get amazing compliments from everyone through the socials and that. You know, there's not been that much negativity, to be honest. I know some people really struggle with it, with the negative things, but it's been mainly positive for me. There's been a couple of little issues, but nothing that even matters to me. Hearsay and all that malarkey. But yeah, we'll wrap this one up. So that's part 2. I hope I haven't bored you too much. I want to keep them to sort of 10 minutes and stuff. So until next time, everybody just do what you got to keep doing. And massive love to all of you.